What's up, Benji? What up, brother? What's up, guys? How was your day?
I didn't trade this morning, but yeah. So other than that, it's been pretty good.
Nice.
How about you?
I took sells earlier this morning here, and I was feeling kind of off. So once we pulled back and I was feeling some drawdown, I instantly started getting scared, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I started getting that feeling of like I was about to tilt. So I was like, you know what? If I'm feeling this way this early in a trade, I just decided to cut it on this pullback. And literally, if I would have just waited 10 more minutes, it would have dumped. But I
Yeah,
just
that
I decided to just cut it to avoid those feelings happening during drawdown. Not a big deal. I mean, the feelings came when it was a solid trade, but if it was in drawdown, bro, be thinking that way in drawdown, that's when you start to make mistakes.
yeah. I almost did that on that one trade, but I held it overnight and then it came back. So
Yeah, that was a good trade.
yeah, it's kind of funny. I didn't realize what lot size I had on it and the number of pips versus how much I got. So
Yeah, I took a buy here, went into drawdown, took a pineapple here, and then I closed break even here.
nice.
Well, once I closed break even, I took a short here, and then instantly into drawdown, a short here, and then I closed full here. This one break even, and this one full 100 pips, I think it was.
Awesome.
Yep, and right now we are in DD. We had an hourly closure. The hourly closed bearish. We have a top and a bottom wick, and now we don't have a bottom wick on the current hourly. It's coming up for a top wick first. I'm expecting at least a retest of these lows before a continuation up. Maybe worst case somewhere like here.
Yeah, right on. I bet that hourly flip will happen at some point, potentially.
Side by. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning, my brother. My voice is. Oh, hold on. How about now? Alright, looks like this little bitch wants to start driving up on us. Instead of continuing down like a good girl. What up, dog? I have a 6-second delay on YouTube and a 3-second delay on Twitch. Bro, I was on TikTok and every time the TikTok shop stuff pops up, I think it's useless crap. So I don't get it. But in one of the deals, it was $5, free shipping, and it shipped within 3 days. And I was like, ain't no way. And it's one of those suction cup phone mounts. So I can suction cup and then I can phone mount magnetic. It's pretty fucking dope. And it came in 2 days.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's just pretty good quality. I was like, damn, I was expecting to get scammed. But this magnet is pretty strong. The suction cup is pretty strong. This is pretty good for $5.80.
Nice.
It's got to be shipped from here in America for it to be that fast. Can't be from China. The fuck, they got a private jet from China to here?
Yeah, I bet there's a lot of places that have warehouses over here that sell a lot of that type of stuff.
We start to re-break the highs here on this sell. I'll start to try to manage risk. It might just trickle up here. We have a lot of buying pressure here, but I was expecting at least another retest of these lows before coming back up. This last 4-hour candle is tiny. We started forming hourly resistance here. Once we respected this level, we closed bearish on the hourly. We're coming up without a bottom wick. I would expect us to pull back at some point. In Cambodia right now, it's 6 a.m. right now for me. Down here, it's 7:21 p.m. Today for me is June the 24th. For you, it's probably already Wednesday. It's crazy. Like, I have a guy that asks me every day when I'm streaming, and he usually asks me, "Yo, you're not streaming Asian this morning?" And I'm like, "Asian this morning? You mean Asian tonight?" "Yeah, I'm streaming Asian later tonight." He's like, "You're streaming Asian tomorrow morning?" And I'm like, "Tomorrow morning?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's right. It's yesterday it'll be tomorrow for you when my Asian session starts." He's always like, "Are you streaming tomorrow?" And I'm like, "You mean in a few hours, bro?"
Yeah, world time and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy. It's evening here and morning there.
Like, whenever Jay comes on and he's talking, it's like 3 a.m. for him. And I'm just like, damn, I feel like I'm talking to somebody who's a few houses down. I've been trading. Everybody, it depends what you mean by trading, because since 2020, I've had a Robinhood account and I started buying random ass stocks and Dogecoin and shit like that. So I guess you can consider me a trader since 2020. But like learning, I found Don at like the end of 2020, and I was kind of like watching back and forth for like a year, not really kind of believing that this was like real, and I still kind of felt like this whole industry was like scammy, and I was like taking bits and pieces of what I learned from Don, and then kind of playing some options, and then losing my money, and then like around 21, end of like 21, middle of 21 maybe, that's when I said, all right, bet I'm gonna start trading forex. So then from 21, 22, 23, 24, and now 25. So like I would say this is my fourth year trading. In 23, I took all of the money I made from my live account, and then I spent the entire 24 trying to get funded and get 7 figures in funding, and then I fucked it all up. So I started my trading my live account and doing these instant fundeds this year.
That's wild that you and I have basically been trading about the same amount of time.
Yeah, I had like, I don't know, I think that just the way that I approached prop firms wasn't correct, and I think the way that I'm doing it now is better, and their ROI is better. Um, but I had like $1 million in funding at one point, and I was like, all right, cool, copy trading this, doing that, and then it was just overwhelming. And then because of the fact how cheap Apex accounts were, I was like, all right, cool, if I build this, no worries, I'll just buy another one. 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 And then I started realizing that like because I could buy another one in my I wasn't taking it as serious as I could have. Whereas with an instant funded, you're taking a bigger hit at first, and you're trying to take care of it more than with a $30 account that you activated for $100. So in total, I spent $120 on the account, $80 activation, $30 for the 300K. It was the 200K at the time for $18. So for almost under $100, it was like 102. You would get a 6 figure account.
Man,
So like the ease of access of Apex, I think, made me better, but also fucked me up. So like from now on, I'm not doing any challenges. I'm only doing instant funders.
that's smart. If I can bring this 25K account back that I won from Wix, you can get the challenge done and then get a payout off of it. I'd like to get it instant funded.
And like bro, this is my strategy to get cheap accounts, right? I go to every single giveaway. When Wix does a giveaway, I show up. When ASFX TV does a giveaway, I show up. When TTTV does a giveaway in his Discord, not TTV, it was only those two because they're the ones that I've won the most. So I just like, for example, ASFX TV says if you just go watch his video on the premiere and drop some comments, he'll literally pick you. And I've been picked twice. And then with Wix, it's easy. You just show up to every single giveaway, and I've already won like 6 accounts with Wix. I've blown all of them except for one, because at first there were 25K Forex accounts, and I was like, I trade futures, fuck the Forex side with the 5 minute rule. But then I accidentally bought a 50K Forex account, and I said, fuck, I already spent the money and there's no turning back, so I've been trading that.
Nice.
In 23, I pulled my money with like 5 friends, and I traded it, and that's how I literally spent thousands on prop firms. Um, trying to get funded and activation fees and all that shit. But I spent everything that I made pooling the money together, and then I think we were up almost 500% on the account. We almost flipped the account 5 times within 3 months, 4 months. No, I started, yeah, within like 4 months, I believe. And then I took my own money and started trading my own account, and then I started with the funded. But it was fucking insane. It was just full porting every trade, to be honest. No sense of risk management, all options. I wasn't even trading Forex at the time. It was just options. Everything that I learned in Forex, I would do it in options.
That's crazy, man. I know I have a tendency to over risk sometimes, so I'm trying to take this one super slow.
I just asked my boy, because I traded it off of his Webull account. I just asked him to send me the screenshot of the fucking craziness.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, bro. It was like the old Don strategy, the closure below, and I was like, and my boy was like, we should enter now. Now I would be taking a bottom wick entry instead of waiting for the flip. And he was like, let's enter now. And I'm like, nah, bro, the strategy says we gotta wait for the flip. And he's like, let's enter now, let's enter now, let's enter now, let's enter now. And I'm like, bro, I'm the one trading, bro. Relax, we gotta wait. And he's like, no, let's enter now, let's enter now, let's enter now. It was crazy. I'm like, bro, if you trust my analysis, how come you just hopping in as soon as I'm like, all right, looks like we're getting potential buys if we close above with a bottom wick. And this motherfucker goes, close above, no bottom wick, buy now, buy, 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 buy. Like he sees like half the analysis playing out and he's immediately trying to send it. Oh, it's crazy. My boy went to trade on his own and he went on to lose $12,000 that year.
Dang. I'll probably spend around 5 or 10 grand on fundeds and close several of them, so I'm right around there.
It'd be like that. But the payout is worth it, bro. Like the other account, I'm up like 200 bucks. This account I'm up 1,500 bucks. So when I get both of these to pay out, it'll take me maybe like 35 trading days, and that's 2,500 each. So that's half the tuition fees right there in one go.
Nice.
Yeah, bro, I would never give my friend $3,000 to trade. Ever. I wouldn't give anybody any money to trade ever, no matter how much I trust you.
I feel you on that.
Because, I don't know, like, it's one person. If it was like a team of guys managing your money, it's a little bit different, but it's one person, bro. One person could be perfect, but when they're at home by themselves, they could be having a very, very bad day and just start clicking buttons. I've done it before. Where I'm just in a bad mood and I'm looking at the charts and I'm getting impatient and I'm like, I'm a sell stop on the flip. I think it's gonna flip. I think it's a high probability that it's gonna flip. Let me just try a wick entry here. Fuck it. And then it never flips and it just keeps driving for the rest of the night. And I'm like, damn, I should have just waited for the flip. But it's like, you never know what someone's going through. So if it's not like a team of guys where you have like parameters in place and somebody managing your risk and helping you and shit like that.
Yeah.
I lost money and I also lost my friends because they didn't contact me after losing money on trading. Yeah, bro. That's tough. When you lose money, and it's not your fault, it's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
1 second.
No, I've been there. I've never traded anybody else's money, but yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, after everybody took their money, and one of my boys was like, "Hey, yo, I think I kind of need my money right now," and I'm like, "Bet, let's just everybody take their money," and that's it. It was a good run while it lasted. I was like, I'm never doing that again. I've even had family. They're like, "Oh, if I give you a little bit of money, will you trade?" I'm like, first of all, that's illegal. First of all, just know that what you're asking me is illegal. You don't know, obviously. People don't know that, but what you're asking me to do is illegal. I can't manage money for you. That is illegal. And second of all, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it's
I'm
all
willing to
it's all the
risk
emotions.
my bankroll, right? I'm willing to risk my money. I'm not willing to risk your money. And if I have to trade an account where I'm like, oh damn, this is $100,000 account, I could only trade, or I could only risk like $500, or I could only risk like $200 per trade, because a person's gonna feel like, oh man, he lost $1,000. That's $1,000. No,
Yeah.
that's like when he re uh deposited into his account, um, he's risking like 30% of the account per trade.
That's wild.
And within the last 6 months, within the last 4 months, because I think that, no, yeah, 6 months, he's up over 50% on the account. Oh, I mean, up over, what is it, 50% or 100%? 50% on the account.
Yeah, I haven't been on those Twitch streams or seen any of that.
He stopped streaming on Twitch, and he's mainly in his private Discord, but he posts his trades every day. So it's basically like a 1% a day.
Yeah,
His last loss was 7%.
it's not bad.
Yeah, but it's definitely, but that's the thing. The idea is not that you're trying to flip the account, but being a day trader, you're not trying to make 10% a year. Because if you're trying to make 10% a year, you're just better off putting your money in an index fund and letting it grow on its own. You're going to make the same returns. Why are you struggling to trade to make 10% a year? We're in this to make way more percentage returns than 10%.
Hmm.
And that involves calculated risk. And sometimes, like what happened to Don, you can blow your bankroll.
Yep, that is true.
Sometimes you can blow your account, you can blow the bankroll, and have a losing year.
Yep.
I love how Wix and Don trade live for us so you could see their struggles. You could see when they're having a bad day. You can
Yeah,
see when they start making mistakes and start losing trades and how they come back from it.
it's all real.
Damn, I don't like this. It might not come back for this hourly bottom wick.
Didn't even look. Is there any news or anything to that?
What day is today? The 24th. Jerome speaks tomorrow.
Okay.
Today he spoke at 10 a.m. Wow, this was such a great trade that I pussied out on. I was expecting the same thing to happen here. Where did we tap? We did tap this gap. We haven't filled the gap to the downside either. We still have a gap here. We still have a gap here. Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but 12 days ago, 14 trading days ago, on stream, I was talking about why I think we were gonna sell off from these highs. I was talking about the monthly money printer. Or sorry, the weekly money printer being a possibility.
Oh yeah.
How no bottom wick here.
Yep.
This candle came up. We had we were the possible money printer to the downside, and I was like, we were up here, and I was like, this looks like a possible money printer. If we close no top wick here, this could come down, grab orders here before continuing up. If it is going to continue up, that area is also our monthly low because we don't have a monthly bottom wick. So I was like, damn. If we start to reject these highs, what was it here? No. How come I can't see it? Oh, I was like, if we start to reject these highs, we could literally have the weekly money printer targeting the monthly bottom wick. And that's exactly what we had for just straight death.
Yeah. That's wild.
And if you look on my terminal, I'm going to show you I've taken sells all the way down, and I took a loss on buys, and then I took a break even on buys. All of my losses have been, or break evens on the way down, have been buys.
Yeah. Since it's hit like this high area, I wonder if it's gonna start retracing some. I mean, I know it already has a little.
Yeah, now that we've retested that monthly low, I was thinking that we still have a gap that we haven't filled here. I would assume we would fill it before continuing up. We still have tiny little gap.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that we've reached that monthly low level, the weekly hit that same level already, we can definitely start coming back up now. I wonder if Asian session is just gonna range. I hope it ranges within this range down here and not the range up here.
Yeah, for sure.
What strategy am I trading? I don't know what to call this. Devious. It's a mixture of supply and demand, support and resistance. Taking sells off resistance, buys off support, but not necessarily off of every resistance or every support. Like you see how I took sells into this support, it's because we're on a bearish downtrend here. We created a range, we created a high, we came up to retest the high, failed to break above, rejecting off the very first level that we created off this high. I like to use the very first level, which, what do you call it, an order block or an FEG or whatever the fuck you call it. because that tells me that it's confirming this is a high. It's rejecting off of a level because we have a resistance, a small minor resistance that formed here. So because we rejected off that level, I decided to take a sell entry here, targeting the daily lows. Uh, so you took a sell off resistance for a continuation down. If you trade ICT, you waited for a retest of your FVG and you took a sell down off your order block or whatever the fuck, I don't know. But it just a little bit of everything in one. I learned from the GOAT, don't vote. Wicks. And I've been liking Bit Me Some, the way he breaks shit down, because he's fucking very, very, very smart. And I follow him, and I like him a lot. Very, 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 very mechanical, very systematic, very zero discretion, pure systematic approach. And that's something that I'm trying to emulate. I need to be more systematic in my approach. I need to be more structured in my approach. The more structured, the more systematic, the more less I feel, the more levels. And you wait for levels to get tapped, you wait for narratives to form, you wait for your ideas to play out, the better you'll be. It's like if it's driving without your idea and your entry setup playing out, those are the times where you just gotta sit on your hands and wait. All right, what's the next step in the cycle? What's the next step in the sequence? Like Bit Me Some likes to say, the sequence has been activated. So like he looks for step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's like, okay, I see step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sequence is activated. It's time for me to look for an entry. These are all possible levels we could reject off of before continuing back down. So I'm waiting to see how structure forms here. If we start forming structure on our way up, then I can move my stop loss down to those highs. And if we break those highs and continue bullish with structure, then the idea is gone. Yeah, but if we break those highs and start coming back down, we might be coming down for a steeper bottom wick on the daily before continuing up, which is what I'm thinking. I was assuming that we're gonna come down and tap one of these levels before continuing up, giving our daily a bottom wick. So it's all these higher time frame confluences that caused me to take the first sell on the rejection off the open. We're about to re-break the current daily high. 15 no bottom wick. What are we about to do here, Gold? Are you gonna send me into some drawdown? No, I assume that we get major pullbacks before continuations up. Can you guys hear my chair?
I can on Zoom.
Fuck.
Is it squeaking?
Yeah. Let's see. Damn, it already has audio, background audio removal. We're about to break the highs here. Big dog spaceman. Can we get a pullback? A have an hourly closure. Bullish hourly closure might be respecting resistance here in 5 minutes. Or maybe not. Can you guys hear the chair now?
I can't, but others might be able to. My speakers are pretty low.
Keep forgetting to bring the WD-40. Who's new here? Damn, bro, these cheap Amazon chairs suck. I just gotta spend the moolah on Black Friday, like Market Mechanic did, and he got like some ergonomic chair that like tilts back, and homie like fell asleep 20 times on the chair. That's how comfortable it is.
There you go. Except that might be bad because you don't want to fall asleep training.
Bro, in the beginning of stream, I would have a hard time staying up while streaming, and I would doze off. And I would just be sitting here like this, and I'd just be falling asleep like this.
Yeah, that's why I don't stream.
I would be like, I would forget that I'm on stream, and I would just kind of lean back like this, and then sometimes on my chair, I'll take a nap. I'll just lean my head back and just take a nap.
That's great.
like an old man. Oh no, it wasn't on stream. It was when Market Mechanic was streaming and I was on Zoom and it was like 11 o'clock at night and he was still up. I would be like it in the background. And you'd be like, yo, is Eddie falling asleep? Yeah, bro. I gotta go to sleep. $20 here. OBS doesn't allow me to multi-stream and their delay is like almost 1 second. But they don't allow multi-stream and I can't risk YouTube taking my ass out again. So I'm keeping up with Twitch.
Nice. I'll try and be on my best behavior.
Alright, so we respected. Where's this bottom wick gonna be? Coming up first. Volume's coming in. Yeah, I think it's about to pop. I don't see my buy setup at all. But I do see my sell setup. So I'm just going to keep on waiting. For buys, I would have needed a bottom wick on this hourly, a bottom wick on this one, and then a flip bullish to re-break the highs. I would have taken buys on yeah, it might just start giving us these higher highs, higher lows here. If it doesn't reject anywhere here, it's most likely going to come up all the way up here, and then I'll look to manage risk and set a stop loss somewhere up here. This 3 hours flipping bullish. See, look at how these all moved. A lot of chop before actually flipping bullish. I'll be right back. Damn, I just burped. My bad. Alrighty, looks like we're gonna start probably heading up here. Let's see what it do. Might be a DD kind of night. There's the re-break. Gonna be one of those. All right, we rebroke the high, so I'm not taking any pineapples here. For me to take a pineapple, it's 4-hour crater to bottom wick. It's rebreaking the highs. If it failed to reject off these levels here, got a couple more levels up here, but let's see. It might just fly up there, huh?
Yeah, it was kind of coming into a level that I was tempted to take a sell, but it's so bullish now. I'm like, well.
Yeah, this is like, there's a bunch of minor little levels I could just be grabbing liquidity off of before coming down. Let's see, lately this buy setup that I used to take hasn't been playing out too much on gold. The continuation hasn't been super strong. So let's see. It's the previous daily VWAP we almost tapped. If any of you guys are in South Florida in July, we're going to a bare knuckle boxing match at the Hard Rock Hotel. The tickets are like $60. And then we're gonna go gamble at the casino. If you're in the area, you should slide.
Sounds like fun, but I don't have a jet yet. So.
Don't worry, bro. One of these days, we'll be sending out the private jet.
Right on.
What are we gonna do here? We're gonna continue re-breaking highs here. Hmm. We're re-breaking the highs here. It's gonna be one of those nights. No bottom wick, barely a bottom wick. See what this 15-minute does. Hmm. 2 minutes. Just slowly trickling up here. Ten seconds. Ugly ass 15-minute closure. It's a massive bullish candle. Let's see what happens here. What we about to do here? I'm gonna attempt a pineapple here. Said I was gonna attempt a pineapple here, my bad. Yeah, I think that's my last entry until stop loss. Unless we really reject hard from up there. What's up, Nadeem? How are you, bro? Might be one of those nights. My stop loss is above this range here. And I'm probably going to move it down lower depending on what happens here. Yeah, this looks like it's most likely going to be stops hit. Very high probability that it's just going to come flying. Probably up to these areas here. Yeah, because if we start rejecting up here, it still probably won't come down to a break even. It looks like I was just in early. Let's see. That's ugly. We just need a massive gladiator candle down 100 pips. It's just gonna trickle up all night. That's annoying. No structure, no pullback. Minute closure. All right, this is suspect. Yeah. I was not expecting a continuation. See if we can survive till 9. What up, Bougie? How are you, bro? Yeah, indeed, simulator. You guys hear those bird noises? There's a bird right outside my window singing. Bro, listen to this shit. I probably won't. What up, Maurice? How are you, bro? I'm already short from here. You can see my entries right here. But do not copy my trades. This is not a signal service. You can see what my ideas are and say, okay, this guy's stupid, or say, huh, I also had an idea there. And then you could see how I came up with that conclusion. Yeah, these are potential rejection zones if this initial trade didn't play out. So I took another sell off my first level here once we tapped it. And then if we don't reject off this level and continue back down and we re-break the highs and continue forming highs and break into this clean range, that's gone. The idea was that if the daily is truly bullish and we're going to continue up, that we would get something like this, right? Where we formed a low here, we came up to somewhere around these levels and came back down, retested the lows, maybe touched this level, came back down, still retested the lows twice. We gave a nice double bottom here before continuing up. I'm expecting after creating this resistance level here, see how here, the first time that we tapped it, we actually rejected it and came down at least 170 pips off that level. So I'm expecting this level that aligns with this high here to be the same 170 pip drop. Before continuing up. $20 minutes for this 9 o'clock closure. Which should be on. I set my stop loss by, yeah, I'm on Twitch, bro. It's on. I set my stop loss by ranges and by not profit target, max daily loss that I give myself. So for example, sometimes my stop loss can be like 100 pips. Sometimes it can be like 50 pips. Sometimes it could be like 250 pips. It depends really on the range and how much I'm willing to give myself room for that idea. Sometimes the idea is based off like the 4-hour time frame and it's a very high time frame. So the probability of drawdown is high. So you're likely gonna have, hey, what's good, bro? My dog, Ike with the $4.99, dog. I'm gonna go get myself 2 McChickens and a hot fudge sundae. You already know what it is. Bro, just for you, I have something right here. Right for you, bro. But I'm gonna put it out because I'm waiting for my cousin to come over, so I gotta wait. With the app, I can get a small fry too. Bruh. You just fed me 1,500 calories, my dog. 42 grams of protein. El Rey, brother. My dog, El Rey. El Rey de los Rey. I appreciate you, bro. Holy shit. Alright, my cousin just pulled up. I can continue. Had an entry at 333.41. Brother, my mouse was covering the H And then I thought it said dad had an entry at 34. And I'm like, wait, what? Your dad had an entry? Honestly, bro, I think that you should, bro. The thing is that people want to hear what you have to say, bro. What up, bro? People want to hear what you have to say. People really want to hear what you have to say. When you have valuable information and people listen to you and they're like, holy shit, I like what this guy says. I like, this makes sense. I can use this in my trading, bro. Bro, it's different, bro. The community that you can build, the people around you, the friends. $15. We're about to have an hourly money printer flipping bearish here. We're about to have an hourly money printer. Are we gonna hit TP tonight or what? 2 donations and a possible TP. Last 15 minutes of the hourly. Are we gonna get that drive the last 15? Let's see what the beat is. Or do we hit stops? Shit. If you guys are on Discord, check Discord. I don't like how we just bounced off of VWAP there. Let's hope we pivot and continue down. I've been good, bro. How you been, bro? I've been very, very, very good. I literally can't complain. Sometimes I have rough days and shit, but then I look back and I'm like, bruh. I'm alive. And that's all that matters. It's like the book that I'm reading. You when you're making an investment and you're investing in finances, right? You have to ensure that every bad decision and missed opportunity doesn't destroy your bankroll so that you can stay in the markets long enough for the odds to play out in your favor. The same thing with life, bro. Every day that you're awake is an opportunity for the odds to fall in your favor and the opportunities to come your way, bro. Every single day. The same shit. You don't want to risk all of your daily opportunities to where you have no more mental capital left and then you have no bankroll to continue.
Yo, my boy commented. Thank you, 50 guy.
Hey,
Met him before.
the Q50, I met him.
Yeah, he's the little Indian kid. That
Oh, hey, what's up, bro? How are you? Yeah, bro, we met at your boy's house by the bonfire when it was cold as hell.
Wasn't that Sam's house?
Sam's house, yeah. Big dog Kenny. For a first time trader,
Yeah, a little bit. He's smart.
I would take advantage of the free courses that you can take online that give you the basic structure and the basic breakdown of structure, like on babypips.com. I'm in a trade right now, so I'll show you in a little bit. But on babypips.com, um, I took the course there, and that's where I learned the majority of my terminology and candle structure. And then the streams are mainly for once you figured all of that out, how someone put it all together to formulate a strategy. And then you can use what I'm doing to say, okay, I learned how to do this. Let me see how I can implement that in my strategy and help me trade better.
You gotta watch a bunch of people.
The Baby Pips course teaches you a lot of the basic terminology. A lot of the basic terminology, what a candle is, what a wick is, what a body is, what a closure is. If you learn those very, very basic, important uh, um, definitions, and then you learn what a resistance is, what a support is, that's pretty much all that you need. Understanding what a candle is, where your support and resistance are, and then that's pretty much it.
No, Chris, you're just a real life bot.
Now, you're a bot, Chris. Oh, Chris sent me the thing with the tickets that you replied, so we can buy the tickets whenever you're ready. I got you. I got you. You can come back to YouTube, bro. YouTube has no delay again. Bro, Ed Ray, drop the link for the video. Alright, Chris. There you go, Marica. Well, that's an ugly bounce.
Shout out to Tahim for coming out, bro. Supporting the cousin.
I appreciate you, bro. Wow. That was so close to break even. Money printer off the VWAP. If the 9 o'clock candle doesn't bring that insane volume to the downside, to grab a bottom wick for these 2 hourlies, it's likely looking like a stop loss. I'm still expecting a bottom wick to be grabbed here. I'm still expecting something like this to happen on the next hourly candle. Which I could be wrong, and we could instantly pop up, and this could have been the area to manage risk at minus like 20 pips. But we'll see. Yeah, in reality, there's no holy grail trading strategy, right? You're only understanding, you're building a narrative based off where you think the market's going to go, and then using technical analysis. You're building that narrative with technical analysis, and then using that same technical analysis, you're trying to find a setup or an entry to capitalize on the larger move that you think is going to happen. It's much easier when you think of it that way. Instead of saying, okay, I need to look for a setup where I'm gonna look for a candle pattern at here, I look for a candle pattern. You're looking for that candle pattern. Why? Because price is driving bullish to an area of resistance, and you see that there's no liquidity being grabbed on the way up. So on your way up, once you hit that level of resistance, understanding that you need liquidity before continuing up, you can then look for your candle pattern at the area, right? Not just because you have a candle pattern at resistance do you take the sell there. You take it with the narrative built Are you forming structure on your way up? Higher highs or higher lows? And it's just minor things like that, that those terminologies that you need to know, that will literally change the game. Just those terminologies is all you need to know.
When I pull-ups, bro, I just figured it out.
Oh look. 5 pesos.
Oh, the camera thing?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, to anything or glass only?
Anything flat.
Okay, like that.
Metal at the gym.
Anything.
Yeah. And let me see your phone, bro.
Dang, man. Yeah, that's fine.
Somebody bumps into it, it won't fall off.
I was like,
I got-
it hasn't happened in a while, but when I would do pull-ups sometimes, since I have a bad shoulder, and I sciatic, I would do one pull-up, bro, and I'd get a nerve pinch so bad that it would take my air. Like I literally, the first time it ever happened, bro, I was probably like, it was after that fight, because I remember I was at the gym with my dad, where in Coniston. It was probably freshman year. So bad that I ran, like I couldn't breathe, but I ran towards my dad to tell him that we had to go to the hospital. And then it went away as I was running to him. But it's a nerve that pitches so bad, and it's that I don't lock my back. That you're supposed to lock your back first, so go kind of towards the bar, and then do the pull up. And then I didn't realize that these people at the gym do that. They just practice that.
We're about to have a closure in a minute and a half. Let's hope we don't continue flipping bullets that we pull down here. 1 minute. Looking more bullish than bearish, to be honest. But we still need that bottom wick, right? It might not need it. It might not give a fuck. It might just continue flying up. For all we know, that's literally what could happen. Literally perfect structure, money printer bullish. 5-minute flip up to re-break the highs. It looks super clean to continue up. It might have just put us in drawdown for 3 hours, dude. One minute and 15 seconds. Let's see. Can this 9 o'clock volume give us that bottom wick that we're looking for this whole time?
Chris, you got a refrigerator head.
My boy sent me a picture of one of the months This was like the first month. It was up 1,000, and then we did up 113% that month. Insane. What are we gonna do here? That's cool. The smoke was chilling on your finger and just laying there. Like a layer of smoke just going like this.
Bro, you seen this show with Vitaly, bro?
Yeah, it's normal.
No, I'm not saying this.
He loses a lot of weight. He's in a prison not eating any food. You get off steroids and you're in a prison not eating any food, you're gonna lose 50 pounds easily.
You need to go harder. You need to run more. More cardio. You need to do that. So not going hard enough.
What the hell? I truly, my masterpiece in heart and soul, and I think you would greatly benefit from it. Sent it to you on Discord. I'm trying to open it. Damn, this thing is flipping bullish. That is ugly. That's probably gonna hit stop loss. I don't know how to open that, bro.
Nice. Damn. Feel bad, bro.
What is that?
That's why I said nice.
I'll take a look at it, my brother. And if I find some benefit, I will shout it out. How's your guys' day today? How was your guys' New York session? How are you guys feeling? Hmm? Damn, bullish 5-minute closure. Not looking pretty. Great, my car is still broke, but I'm great. Hey, bro. As long as you're alive, bro. As long as you're alive and you're grinding for a better day. I don't believe anyone that is truly working as hard as they possibly can and putting in their maximum possible effort will fail in life. They will eventually figure it the fuck out. If you never figure it out, it's because you're not putting in 100% effort. Your brain is so fucking powerful, dude. Yeah, but as long as you stay in the game, eventually the odds will fall in your favor. That's how it is. And it might not be the trading game, it could be any game. As long as you stay in it long enough, eventually the odds fall in your favor. Can we get a reversal, please? Whoever didn't take that first entry, the second entry, you were up 22 pips. That was a good trade. Yeah, bro, I still think we dump here. I still think we're just going to see a little bit more drawdown before we dump. I don't think we hit stops. I think we just continue down here. It might just be one of those nights where I go to bed. Unless this shit just flies up and smack stops, but I don't think so. Too much bearish momentum here. Too much too many bearish levels here, afraid not to pull back and at least give us a bottom wick here, putting us in like 20-30 pips in profit. I got you, Hank. Don't worry.
Who you need, bro? Or did you cook? Smell like food for some.
Rebreak of the high here. So suspect. This is the last shot. Was it a heart attack?
Yeah. Overdose and heart attack. Or I think it was like the overdose led to the heart attack. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm pretty sure he didn't have a heart attack. I think he had overdose. I think he survived. I think he just didn't tell me. Because he did get stints, so
That's fucking crazy.
yeah. That's it was crazy because that day did I tell you how we talked and
Mm-hmm.
like he had messaged me one day.
This is just gonna continue trickling up here. Dude, I'm honestly expecting like 5 candles that are just gonna go doink, doink, doink. It is what it is. My stop loss is set. My TP is set. There's nothing I can do besides just sit on my hands and wait.
Yo. Alex G's got a kid. Not kid, but the guy.
Yeah.
Bro, that's real. That's so real, bro. That's the type of stuff I want. You're obviously not in trading, but like, if I can help somebody like that, bro. It's like a dream. Be able to change somebody's life.
$15 in the 2 hour lied to us. You lied to me, 2 hour. Doing well, bro. Doing well, sitting in drawdown. Wasn't expecting a full clean push to the top of these ranges here. I was expecting some hesitation. Some orders grabbed here. That's what I was looking for. Some hesitation. We got another level here. If I don't wanna reject, then I don't wanna reject. And we'll just take the stops. And that would be a 1.2% loss. 1.5% loss. 1.3% loss. If this hit stops, that'll be the last trade. I won't be able to trade until tomorrow, as per my rules. Just one of those nights. That was wild. This is an instant funding account on Top 1 Trader. Using Trade Locker. Who? Mm.
He was a judge at the Expo Center for the
What are you gonna do here, Bryce? If this 15-minute money prints, I'm gonna move my stop loss down and take another entry. I'm in there. It's the last resort. If the daily re-breaks the highs and you continue pushing up there, that is gone. Damn, never drink 2 cups of coffee and a bottle of water before streaming.
These can sound a little crazy, bro. People that sound crazy are the people that fucking succeeded.
Yeah, it's crazy. This isn't even this is a 0.75 lot in total, and it's already 100% of the margin on this account. On the future side, you can take fucking 5 lots, bro. Yeah, I have the futures one running. I have better entries on the future was the one. If it flips bullish and re-breaks the high, there goes that idea. And it's gone. Going to fill the range for the continuation. It's gonna be one of those. Let's draw our alien. Our flying saucer. Take me to your dealer. Damn, it looks like a nose instead of 3 eyes. No, I just activated this account yesterday, but I've been trading my options account in the last month. I made 500 bucks last month trading my options account that I withdrew. We just rebroke the low. What are we gonna do here? It did for a little bit. I was swinging QQQ buys. And I swung gold sells, but my contracts are very bad, bro. My contracts are like super, super bad. So like, they're pretty much worthless, bro. Gold would have to dump 6% in a single day for me to make any money off them. So I'm kind of just hoping for something crazy to happen. For those to be worth anything. If not, they're going to expire worthless. And then I'm going to be down whatever they were worth. But with the QQQ calls, bro, during news, they would spike up to $1,800 a piece, bro. Insane shit. News would just cause their value to go up for some reason. How's Apex going, bro? We just money printed both ways, and now we're continuing bullish here. Yeah. I don't see... If it doesn't reverse here, I just don't see where it's going to for a long time. 2 hour no bottom wick. This nice area would be very, very perfect for that wick. If it doesn't reverse here, no idea where we're going to do next. Who took buys all night against me? I was your liquidity. And there she goes. Alien man, do your job. Not looking good. The rebreak of that high, that shit is gone. That'll be the last trade. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow. It's looking like it. Unless we can get a turn of events here. Yeah, highly unexpected. This is the same setup I always take to the downside. Came down, I waited for resistance to be formed here, and then once we rebroke that low officially here, I think I had a sell stop here, but we did officially rebreak that low anyways. I'm working on bettering my stops though. Giving myself like two shots. If it doesn't work by then, I'll probably close it, but we'll see. This is the rebreak of the high. This is a nice buy setup. Under different market conditions, I would be taking buys, but let's see. Yep, this was the attempt at the reversal, failed. This was the attempt at the reversal at the next level. And now we're getting a shit ton of volume coming in. You could see it. Which way is it gonna go though? Which way is it gonna go though? Oh, futures is spiked up like 20 pips past the daily high. Wow, this volume is crazy. These spreads are wild. They're 4 pip spreads right now. The orders are coming in. Oh yeah, you're right, 7. Why does that look like 20 fucking pips? It's because it's so zoomed in. I'm on top 1 futures. Well, looks like the volume is coming in the Well, let me stop talking until it just hits stops or TP. Massive bullish 15. Yeah, I don't see a pullback anytime soon, at least. It would be rare for it to just dump right now. This drawdown is making me fucking exhausted, dog. Like, just go. Was my stop loss so perfect? Or is price just toying with me at this point? You have a vape?
This man Camilla's he's doing shit that I wouldn't used to.
Like,
And like dudes,
or Camilla?
little narrow small man.
Small dude?
Look, Cody.
Has it come over?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Send to us is a lot. He was
And there she goes. Rebreak of the high again, this time with volume. Yeah, this shit's gonna fly. This is gonna be a 1.5% loss. Whoever took buys, you guys are eating. I'm about to be your full liquidity. That's Gonzo. Into clean range. Re-breaking the highs. This is gone all the way up to these highs, most likely. Hey, honestly, if this creeps past 10 o'clock, I'm most likely gonna call it. It's super, super close to stops. If it doesn't hit stops by 10, um, which it looks like it is. And if in any case it doesn't and it starts to come down here, the break-even point is literally the second entry here. But if it does start coming down here, I'm gonna be looking to close a little bit under here for around 50 pips. This is my target area, where the alien is. But we're most likely gonna get stopped out here by the 10 o'clock closure. It stops already. Holy shit. Our stops are just that great that it's a magnet. They're hunting my stop loss, bro. They hunted my stops. Look, they're hearing me. And there she goes. So close. What are we, like 2 pips away? 3 pips away? I need to make all these stop losses like equal. What you about to do, gold?
Hey, what the fuck was it?
I don't know, bro. Oh yeah, it's metal. Because it's not a magnet. The magnet's in there. Red's just widened. There she goes. It would be a shame if it stops me out and then dumps. Seven seconds left for this hourly. Hourly just closed. Hourly no top wick. Does it money print? If it does, it's gonna take us out. It would be unfortunate if it money prints off this level that it created. There she goes. Are you gonna go or not, dude? Jeez. There we go. Full stops hit. There we go. Stop loss hit. That was a 1.5% loss. So we'll see you guys tomorrow in New York session. We'll be in the Discord. See if we can make some progress back tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Generally, 1% is about a day's profit for me. Not too shabby. Take it easy, gang.